And there's that video we mentioned, all looking quite good. But let's carry on and a little bit more. So below this, I'm going to add another section, and this one I'll give a slightly different background colour just to kind of give it a bit of contrast. I won't go too crazy. We'll just select maybe a slightly darker grey. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to give it a little bit of padding, so just like before, I'll pop in, say, 80 at the top and bottom, so this has got a lovely bit of space around it. And in here, I'll pop in our portfolio posts. There we go. It may look a little strange in the Elementor page builder, but that's to be expected. All you need to do in this point is select the amount of posts you want to display. So I'm going to choose to show 6, and you can choose the layout, whether it's 2 or 3 columns. I'll make that 3 columns. If we apply and update, when we check out the page again, you can see we've got that whole header area we've mentioned, we've got the video, etc., and we've got our portfolio looking quite sharp. I'm going to add one more section because I think you're kind of getting the point that this thing is a bit of a beast. So I'll scroll past this, I'll add one more section. I'm going to make it a nice bold white background. I'll give it a nice bit of padding. Perfect. And here I'll pop in just something simple like the image slider. So we'll grab that, drag it in here. As it says, the slider will appear here when you're viewing the page. All we need to do now is add our images. I'll just grab just a few random ones. For the best results, it's best to select images of the same size, but I'm just obviously picking at random here. There we go, we can insert that. And when we update and take a look at our page, you can see we've now also got this gorgeous slider there too. And to be honest, that's basically it. The page builder is very simple to use. You just need to spend a bit of time experimenting with it and whatnot. But once you've got the gist of it, you'll see it's really powerful and lets you really take control of your pages. Okay, well that's it for this video. Any problems, do come see me over at support. Other than that, thanks for watching. Everyone, it's Dan here from Thomas Word Support. In this video I'm going to take you through the custom blocks we have in Howeret for WordPress. So to start with, let me just create a fresh page. I'll just call this demo. Because we're using the page builder, we want to select the page builder template, which we can do here. I'll just hit publish. Now that's done, let's open up Elementor. Okay, so on top of the array of blocks provided with the plugin, we also give a few of our own. And what we're going to do is go through each of these one by one so you can see how they all work. So to start with, we'll start with the blog post block here. I'll drop that in. You can see it's very simple. We've just got to select how many posts we want to show. I'll change that up to 6. We can hit update. Now it's not unusual for things to look a little strange in Elementor themselves, but what you'll notice is when you actually preview the page, everything will look exactly as it should. Perfect. Okay, now that's looking good. Let's go ahead and remove that block and we'll start with the next one. This is the portfolio posts. So we'll drop that in. You can see here we've got a couple of options. We can choose how many projects we want to show and whether we want it to be 2 or 3 columns. I'll choose 6 projects and 3 columns. Let's hit update and take a look. And as you can see, there's our projects exactly as we specified. Of course, we change that to 2 columns. If we were to update, you can see that's reflected here in the page itself. Let's delete that and move on to the page heading. This one is again fairly simple. It just gives you a lovely title area for your pages. First we've got the small heading text, so we could say maybe who are we, and then we've got a nice big area for the main title, so I can put all about our company. And again, we'll update the page just so you can see how that looks. And you can see it's got that lovely little sort of slide in effect. Moving on, I'll just delete this one. We'll go to the image slider, drop that in, and this one we can simply hit the add images button here. We can select a whole bunch of images which we want to appear in our slider. That'll do nicely. Simply hit insert gallery and we're done. If we update the page and take a look at the front end, we can see that translates into a really nice little slider. Another thing to mention with this, it is best to use images of the same size just to avoid the size jumping here, but of course that's entirely up to you. Okay, let's remove that. And we'll go to our portfolio details area. And this one might seem a little strange in some areas, but you may find some use for it. We generally use it in our single portfolio items. If we drop that in, then we can see we've got an area where we can add certain amounts of details. Now what that translates to is if I simply add a few here, like that, and update. What this element is, you may recognize from the demo, is this area of lists of details. So we've got the title and content. So that could be anything from company name, date of project, so on and so forth. It's just a nice little element we've added, which we use for showing off the meta details for projects. Moving on, we've got the video embed. Now this one is used to show either MP4 videos, Vimeo videos, or YouTube. And the way it works, we've got a URL field here, and for that you need to supply the embed URL, which may not necessarily make a lot of sense. However, if I just load up a video, I'm just going to pick one at random from the YouTube trending, so forgive me if it's going to be utter trash. What we mean by the embed URL in the instance of the YouTube video is, rather than the video URL itself, if you go to share and embed, you'll see you're given this iframe code, and the part we're referring to is the source here. So if I was to load up Notepad, for instance, and paste this in, the bit we're actually interested in is this here, the embed code. So if I was to take a copy of that, pop that in here, I'll give it a cover image, and let's update. You can see we've got our cover image there, and when we hit play, the video will appear. Oh, that's awful. But yeah, there we will appear. The video will appear in a nice light box above. Now, in the case of Vimeo, I'm just going to quickly select a random one as well. Give me a moment. When we go to share, you can see we've also got an iframe code here. So again, if we were to copy that into a notepad, just for easy reading, the bit we're interested in is the actual video source itself, which in this case will be here. So again, if I was to copy that in, pop it into the URL field and update the page, when we click on that, we get our Vimeo video instead. There we go. And of course you can pop in a video URL to an MP4 file as well. Now finally, the last block we've got is the post navigation, and again it's fairly simple. Ideally we use it in things like the portfolio items. This will show the next item available in your portfolio list, as it were. So to give you a better example, if I go to portfolio and we take a look here at the Frock Hub demo one, if we just view it, you can see down here, this is the block in question, and it's showing Panda Diplomacy, which if we look here is the following project. So basically that's what the block will do. It will show a link to the next item in the portfolio post type. So ideally used within single projects only. Okay, well that's it for the custom blogs. If you do have any questions, do come see me over at support. Other than that, have fun with your theme, and thanks for watching.